Welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through frontside 180s off the toes and backside 180s off the heels. And I'm going to show you how these are two tricks that you can actually practice pretty well off snow at home. Now, to be honest, I'm not really a big fan of off snow training. Trying to replicate the movements or tricks when you're at a standstill and not actually moving often fails to replicate the actual feeling of doing them on snow. Let's take a simple ollie, for example. Sure, we can practice these movements off snow, but for me, this one feels completely different when you do it on the flat, when you do it on the ground here, compared to when you do it in real life on the mountain. So yes, of course, being on actual snow is always obviously going to be the best place to practice. But I understand that a lot of you have seriously limited time on snow. So the idea of being able to train off snow suddenly sounds quite appealing. And I picked these two tricks because they actually translate really well from off snow to on snow. So we'll start with the frontside 180 off the toes, and I absolutely love this trick. But normally, if you were setting up a spin and you were going in on your toe side, you would usually spin in a backside direction. And that's simply because the side cut of your board, when you're on a toe side, wants to take you round in a backside direction, so it would make sense to spin in that direction too. So that means when you normally learn your first frontside 180s, you do start on the heels because the heel edge wants to pull you around in that frontside direction, and it makes spinning like that a little bit easier. However, jumping off the heels is quite awkward, so it makes sense to lean back, load up the tail of the board, and pop a small ollie to get the board around. But as I showed when I did that ollie on the flat here earlier, trying to get that longitudinal weight shift to the tail here on the flat ground when you're not moving just doesn't really work. But when we spin frontside off the toes, even when we do it on snow, we stay more centered and we just jump off both feet, which means that this movement is able to be replicated much more naturally off snow at home. We don't want to do an ollie here because the tail would then catch in the snow as you try and spin against the direction that the board wants to go. So we get this two-footed jump off the toes or off the balls of your feet. And that's why I love this trick, because jumping off the balls of your feet is a really natural athletic position to be in. If you imagine you're going to shoot a basketball or make a box jump, then you'd be in that position too. We'll begin by going through the movements with the board off. And really for this trick, everything should be done before you even leave the ground. To get the frontside 180 off the toes, it's all about setting your edge, getting the approach, and then the takeoff right. So let me run you through all those movements. Starting with the approach, we want to set our edge. So I want you to keep your shoulders in line with the board, feel equal pressure through both knees, and just start bending down, flexing into your knees and into your ankle joints, trying to close that gap between your shins and the top of your feet. And as you do this, you're going to naturally start feeling your weight coming down into the balls of your feet. And as that happens, you'll notice that my heels just start to lift slightly off the ground. I'm not using my calf muscles to suck my heels up like that. I'm just relaxing down. I keep saying that word relaxing because really there's no contraction in your muscles here, not until we start that jump and we explode upwards. So shoulders in line with the board, heels just off the ground, weight through the balls of your feet, and make sure you're not tensing up or scrunching through your toes. And the toe edge really isn't about coming onto the tiptoes. It's all about relaxing in this athletic position on the balls of your feet. Head looking forward. And now, as we want to initiate the 180, you're going to extend up. And as you do this, as you extend upwards, you're going to turn and face your hips and your shoulders forwards. And really, the thing we want is your shoulder line to come at least 90 degrees ahead of the board, because that pre-wind, that little rotation we do there whilst we're still on the snow, that is what is going to allow us to pull the board up and get that 180 round really easily. It's all about getting your upper body ahead of the board, and if you do that, you'll probably get it right. So down low, up we go, round, landing once again, either on the balls of your feet or nice flat feet to carry on riding out, head always facing forward. Let me show you a couple more, and you can of course practice this switch as well. And it's really easy, and one thing you can do for these frontside 180s is just keep your head fixated. So right now I'm looking at the camera. When you do this at home, pick a point on the wall, and you should be able to keep looking at that point, keep focusing on it the whole way through the 180. getting down, extending up, and getting that rotation where your shoulders lead you into that 180. Okay, so I just want to talk a little bit about the landing. Should you be landing flat base or should you be landing on your toe edge? Now, I love the toe-to-toe carving drill. This is an advanced drill, and I've got a video that I've made all about this drill. I'll link down below. But the first step is just to try and get that 180 round. I wouldn't fixate too much on whether you're landing on the toes or landing on a flat base. But what you don't want to do is try and land on the heels. And the reason you don't want to do this is the only way for you to actually kind of land on the heels is if you under rotate that 180. So if you jump around 90 like that, then you can kind of push it round on the heels and you end up scraping that last part of the turnaround on the snow. But really, we want to get that full 180 done in the air. And as you do that, you'll then get that much more comfortable landing where you can land flat feet, flat base, which will allow you to flex down into your ankle joints and soften the landing. Or you can pop up and just land slightly on the balls of your feet, which will keep that toe side locked in and it will just look a little bit cleaner. So practice this with the board off, and then we can practice with the board on. Okay, and really this is all just about getting used to the added weight of the board, having to jump a little bit higher to lift that board up in the air, getting used to the flex of your boots as you sink down, as you bend your knees, as your shins press into the front of the boots, you're gonna feel that tilt the board onto its edge, and then in the air, the added swing weight of having to drag the length of the board right around. Okay, and there really is a minimal amount of effort that you're gonna have to put in here. You do have to jump. I was teaching these to someone recently, and they said, oh, it's quite difficult to get the board off the ground, to get it up and around. And basically I said, yes. You know, at the end of the day, you've still got to jump. You're gonna have to put in some work to get that board off the ground and get that full 180 all the way around. Whilst you're watching these demos, I'm gonna give you a quick plug. So the foundation for all of these tricks is obviously good edge control, and that is something which I thoroughly cover in my comprehensive online course. It's designed for anyone who can already link turns, whether you're relatively new to snowboarding or you've been doing it for years. And the course runs you through a linear progression, step by step, of exercises and drills that make sure you have all the necessary movements and understanding to properly turn your board and get the most out of it. You can find out much more in the link down below, but it essentially is going to give you roughly the same amount of content that I would cover over around a week's worth of lessons, but it's going to cost less than a 1 hour private. If you're not aware, I am a fully qualified instructor. I've been teaching for almost 20 years now, and I still teach full time throughout the winter. This course represents the best of what I've learned over that time. I'm really pleased with it, and I believe it's a great resource for you guys. And it's also a great way for you to support this channel. So a really big thank you to all of you who have already purchased. Now let's get onto that backside 180 off the heels. And this is a far more difficult trick. And to be honest, I use it much less when I'm out on the mountain. So we're gonna skim through this one a little bit quicker. Now you get none of the benefits that I've just talked about of taking off or landing on the balls of your feet. You don't get that suspension of flexing into your ankle joint. But once again, because this isn't a trick that you'd want to do an ollie for, you stay very centered over the middle of the board, meaning that it does work quite well off snow, and we can practice it right here. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you might notice that in some of these examples, I pop a more two-footed jump, where in some of them, I'm popping slightly more off the nose of the board and doing a nollie. Now, a nollie will work in this trick, because as you do it, it lifts the tail up, it lifts the back of the board up and stops it catching in the snow as you start that backside spin. But really, it's not something that I'm actually thinking about when I'm doing the trick. It just kind of happens naturally, because as I turn my body backwards to start the spin in that direction, it just kind of naturally sends my weight over the nose of the board. So for the purpose of learning here, just think about doing a two-footed jump. But if you notice yourself starting to nollie, then it really doesn't matter at all. With freestyle, it's not like there's one correct way to do something. The goal is the outcome, and that is getting that 180 and hopefully trying to make it look as clean as possible, whether that's from a nollie or from a two-footed jump. Backside 180s off the heels, starting with the board off. And the first thing I want you to focus on when you're doing this at home is not to worry about actually lifting the toes up and fully balancing on your heels. It's quite difficult to do this on the flat. All you need to do is make sure the majority of your weight is stacked over your heels, and you can just feel all your weight going down through your heels. It doesn't matter if the balls of your feet are still actually touching onto the ground, because obviously when you do this on the snow, the slope is going to be tilted like that, which means just by holding this position, that's going to dig your heel edge in, and you're not going to be on a flat base, and you're going to have your toe edge lifted up enough. So when we do this backside 180, because jumping off the heels is so much more difficult than jumping off the toes, we need to work a little bit harder with this pre-wind, with this upper and lower body separation. So I'm going this way and I'm about to backside 180 in that direction. As I sink down, so keep that weight going down through your heels, I'm actually just going to open my shoulders very lightly in the direction that I'm going. This is also going to help me see where I'm about to land in a moment. This helps me see out my peripheral vision what's happening up here. It's quite a dangerous one, this one. You're blind throughout the whole spin, so you want to really make sure there's no one coming down the mountain from that way. So sinking down, weight through my heels, hips start dropping back, shoulders open slightly. You reach your low point, and as you do that, you're going to start extending back up, and now the arms are just going to start rotating in that backside direction. And once again, like with the one off the toe side, we want to get your upper body 90 degrees ahead of the board at your full extension. So sink down, open up, extend up like that, get your arms 90 degrees ahead of the board. And if you do that, you've done most of the work. The board should just follow you around in the air. So let's give the full thing a go. Sink down, open up, face forward, hop up, round, land. Let me show you one in this direction. Sinking down. Okay, I just want to talk a little bit about the head and where I'm looking throughout this trick, because I am blind through the trick and I can't keep my head facing forward the same way I could with the frontside 180. So, as I mentioned at the start, I am facing forward. But as soon as I start spinning in that direction, as soon as I start extending up, my head is going to go back and it's going to be facing behind me. As I jump through the air, I'm just going to start turning my gaze down towards the ground to help me spot my landing. Then as I land, I'm still looking at the ground, flex into my knees, soften that landing, and then as I extend back up, you'll see my head turn, looking out in the direction I want to go. So you are blind through the jump, but if you think about looking down at your feet, it's going to help spot the landing. As soon as you've landed, head up, looking through out the next turn. So let's go. Head up, looking out. Head up, looking out. So with this one, what edge should you be landing on? Flat base, heel edge, toe edge. Once again, I would just start trying to land with flat feet. And because we can't quite land on the toe side for this one, you don't get to flex into that ankle joint. So all your suspension is going to come from your knees. So I tend to actually get down my whole body a little bit lower because I'm not using my ankle joint on the landing. It all comes through the knees. So you'll see my hips really drop back as I land, as I sink down like that. Ride on out. Okay, and then as you improve, you can try and lock that heel side in a little bit more for that cleaner landing, and you can always try that heel to heel carving exercise that once again is another video of mine that is linked down below. But now let's practice these movements with the board on. And once again, it's just going to be about getting used to the extra weight of the board and the different feel of now having your feet in boots strapped into your bindings. The exact same movements that we've just been through with the board off. So now let's give it a go. Oh, so much more work this than the one off the toes. Coming in, heel side carve, sink down, pop up, look up, right out. Whew. So there you have it. Front one off the toes and back one off the heels. And I think you'll really get a lot from doing these movements without the board even on. So if you don't want to do that, don't worry about taking that extra step. And it doesn't always go down too well when you start strapping in on the rug at home in front of the TV whilst your partner is trying to watch RuPaul. Hence why I've been told to sashay away out here. Interested to see how much crossover that reference gets. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on snow in the next one.